Hope you enjoyed that little jam. I ended up using a backing track from another YouTube page that I'll link below. They use a lot of great, or they have a lot of great backing tracks on their page, and I definitely recommend checking it out. So I haven't really done much to show this off on YouTube, but this is basically the new version of my Telecaster. Same Telecaster I had for the past, I don't know, 8 or 9 months. I don't remember when I got it, but this was originally the yellow, road worn, still the same neck, and I just never really liked the yellow, but I really, really liked the guitar. It just plays great. It sounds amazing with the Lawler 52 pickups in there, and it's just got a really good, life to it, and it's very inspiring. And at least half of my new album that I'm working on right now is written with this guitar. That being said, I really just wanted to change the color, and I didn't really want to get a new body entirely because I didn't want to take the chance of it just kind of being not so good of a fit. I could get into the whole tone wood debate, but even using this, the same piece of alder or ash or whatever, going between two different pieces of alder, they're not going to sound exactly the same. So sometimes when you got a winner, it's best to just stick with it. And I've sold a lot of winners in the past, and wish I hadn't. So I really didn't want to mess with this too much, but since it was already a road worn guitar, I didn't really mind trying out painting this, and I gotta say it turned out a lot better than I expected it to. I used spray paint, just spray cans. I'll actually grab one right now, just to kind of show you what I used. This is a brand called Gracie's, and I'd heard about them ages ago because they actually have like official Fender and Gibson colors, and I almost went with, I think I almost went with like a coral pink or a Fiesta red. I was kind of torn between that, but when I saw this color, which is called Taos turquoise, I don't know, it just looked really cool. It is an official Fender color. It's similar to like a Daphne blue and a surf green, but it's a little different, and it's a color that I know right now you can get in their custom shop, but it was something that I think they used way back in the day for like a couple limited runs, but I don't know. But either way, I stripped all the finish off of it, which was a huge pain, but it turned out okay. A lot of sanding, and then that's the sealer that you just saw. Sprayed, a bunch of coats of sealer on here. Probably not as much as I should have. I originally intended for this to just be a smooth finish, and I don't know if you can really tell, but you can definitely see the grain in that. But I still think it looks really cool. And after the sealer, on went the color, as many coats as I pretty much could do with one can. They suggested about 1 can per body, and then just a clear coat on the top, and I think it turned out really good. I really didn't run into too many issues. The bigger issues were definitely me just getting impatient with taking the original finish off. And I could have left the original finish on, just roughed it up with some sandpaper and painted on top, but I really didn't want it to have a ton of finish on it. I didn't want it to kind of deaden the the life and sound of this guitar. So this is a pretty thin finish on here. I'm sure it'll relic over time pretty easily, but we'll see what happens. I actually did a poll on Instagram a couple days ago of whether or not I should relic the body, purposely, and basically just because the neck is already pretty worn in, and it was a deadlock. I mean, it was, I think, 156 votes to relic it and 157 votes not to relic it. So I don't know. It's very, very on the fence. I might do it a little bit. I'm not going to go crazy and take off like half the color. That's just stupid, and just seems unnatural. But either way, I'm really happy to have this guitar. Like I said, you're going to hear it a lot on my new album. I used this a lot. I used the Les Paul a lot. I used my Blurple Strat a little bit. I used the 335 a decent amount. But this is probably the main voice of the album. This and the Les Paul. I'd say I use this, you know, 40% of the time, and maybe the Les Paul like 30%, and everything else kind of filled everything in. But I'm super excited to show you guys some new music soon. The album's definitely wrapping up, and I don't know. I'd like to do some covers with this guitar, but I don't necessarily have a lot of songs that stick out that really have that sort of Telecaster sound. So I don't know. I don't listen to a lot of traditional Telecaster players. But I don't know. I might think of something. If you guys have any suggestions, feel free to let me know. But yeah, super happy with this. If any of you guys have any questions at all about how I did this, you know, feel free to ask. I really don't mind. I didn't take any videos of the process only because I really had no idea what I was doing. I really was just going by like a set of instructions from Gracie's on what they suggested to do. So I was really just hoping for the best, and you know, thankfully it turned out really cool. So I'll leave some links below, like I said, to the backing track that I used, and then I'll leave a couple links for where you can get the spray paint, and I think you can only do it in the U.S. I think you can only get this stuff in the U.S., but you can use other spray paints and stuff. Just because I don't think they ship outside the U.S., but I could be wrong. So yeah, I'm going to stop rambling now, and hopefully you enjoyed. And yeah, you'll be seeing a lot of this pretty soon. See you guys later.